Hi, this is Luke, and these are just some of the ways I use to revive a bad sounding snare drum. And using those techniques, I can go from a drum that is sounding pretty dull, mid heavy, and without any real sense of weight, to something that sounds much better and radio ready. Now, first things first, I've bussed both of my snare drum mics into the same channel or aux input, and that allows me to process them together, and that makes things easier to process, and I think it sounds more homogenized and more natural anyway. And once I've done that, I can time align and also phase rotate my channels automatically using Auto Align 2. I'm also using the hi-hat remover preset in Soothe 2. I've played around with the breakpoints a little bit just to change where the action is happening. It's subtle, but it's making things better. Now you'll notice that there is a bottom mic on this snare, but that doesn't mean that I can't use something like snare buzz just to accentuate that or add even more. Just adding a nice little bit of fizz there, and that's giving my channel EQ something to grab onto as well. I sometimes boost the bottom end of snare drums using the low mid band. However, I just needed to get slightly under the lower limit of my low mid band, so I'm using the bell curve in the bottom. Got loads available if I want it. And then, along with my existing mics and the sound from Snare Buzz, I've also got loads of top end to play around with as well if I want it. And I'm taking full advantage of the fast attack and peak sensing of my channel compressor as well, along with a bit of gating as well, just to help things pop through a little bit more. This is without and with. I can also match the stereo image of my overheads to match the central position of my snare close mics. I'm using PSP Stereo Controller 2. Then I can have that firing right down the middle to match my snare mics. So those are just some of the ways that I use to revive a bad sounding snare drum. Yes, I could use sample replacement, but I find it more satisfying to use the sounds as recorded whenever I can. To find out more about this technique and to read our full article, head over to the Production Expert blog.